Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host LovelyCheesePizza here. Welcome back to Sports Sunday, where we talk about sports, life, and everything in between. And we are back playing some more NBA Hangtime. And the last time around, we played our first game in here, and it actually went over pretty well, I would say. This gonna be a fun journey, I say. And we played against the Vancouver Grizzlies, and we actually did pretty well. A little bit better than I had initially anticipated. We had some highs and some lows in there. We actually won the game fairly comfortably, despite, the end score. We only won by 4 points, but we were actually doing quite well, and they went on a little run at the end there. But, oh, baby. I'm feeling good. I think we're going to take on Philadelphia today, and I think that we've got a pretty good chance to pull this thing off and do really well. However, Philadelphia is a very infuriating team. If they play the same way in this version as they do in some of the other ones, oh, it's going to be upsetting. They're really, really aggressive defensively, and that's what makes them a pain in the ass. And we're playing against Iverson and Stackhouse. Oh God, this is going to be awful. This is not what I needed, man. Oh boy. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. At least it's not who I was thinking. Usually, when I've been playing, when I would play in the 64 version, it definitely wasn't Iverson that was usually the starting guy. It ended up being Stackhouse and Clarence Weatherspoon, I think, is who it was. I could be wrong though. That may have been on just NBA Jam. A little bit off here. Oh. God, had a pretty quick start there, 8-2 though. I'm feeling pretty good, man. I mean, Portland should be able to pull this thing off in the same way that they did last night. Dude, last night was just incredible. For those of you that were not paying attention to the world, Portland played against Golden State last night, and they did something that I did not anticipate them doing. They really did. Man, it was so tight. They played against Golden State, and realistically, I'm as diehard of a Portland fan as they come, but I did not anticipate them even having a snowball's chance in hell. And that's a really low percentage of a chance, to be completely honest with you, because snowballs generally cannot survive in hell due to how hot it is. A running hook, that's what you got. But dude, they played and they just beat the living shit out of them. It was amazing. I didn't get to watch it until like 2 in the morning after I got home from being at a friend's house, because thank God for Comcast, they actually do replays of local Blazer games, and they like replay them at 1 in the morning. And so for all the people getting off work late at night, they get the lovely opportunity of seeing the game start to finish that way, which I think is super tight. So I got to see the second half of the game, but oh my God, they beat them by 34! It's like, what alternate reality are we living in right now where this happens? Like, it was a 6-point game at halftime, and Portland was ahead, but just out of the blue, all of a sudden, Portland couldn't miss anything, man. I mean, Damian Lillard went off and scored 51 points. Definitely a career high. He had like 51 points. He had like 7 rebounds. He had 6 steals. He had like 8 assists. He just had all these freaking things. And I was watching it in the fourth quarter. He scored like 22 points in the fourth quarter. It was insane. There was a moment where when he had 40 points, he walked up the floor 3 straight times and bombed threes and made them all in a row. I was just like, oh my God! What is happening? This alternate reality is the best thing in the world. Why can't this happen every day? Like, it's one thing for Portland to go win a game 137 to 103 or whatever, but it's another thing to do it to the defending champion Golden State Warriors, a team that I hate with such a wild, steamy, hot passion. Oh God. And totally just putting Curry to shame. He had a couple moments where he put Curry in the blender, man. Or as radio host Brian Wheeler had put it, he put him in the dishwasher and wiped him clean. Uh-oh. All right. This isn't good. We're going to have to go take some unconventional methods to score. The running leaner. That's the way it's got to go. Oh, okay. That's not really what I had in mind there. Come on, Sheed. That's not what I had in mind either. So yeah, dude, it was great, and like it was a weird thing too because it showed a couple of things about Golden State, about how they're definitely they're not unbeatable, man. They are really, really good. But they are not invincible. Like, that showed, if anything, that they can be frustrated. They can be beaten. And, they can make mistakes. And the ultimate team that exhibited that was Portland, man. Like, when they were trashing them in the fourth quarter, like, Golden State eventually gave up. They put in all the bench guys, and, they pretty much mailed it in at one point. Oh, boy. They mailed it in. They took out all the big guys, and they just decided to put the brakes on. But Portland kept the starters in up until like the last couple minutes, and they kept shooting, man. They're just like, you know what? We're not gonna let you. We're doing this our way. You guys sit here and beat the living hell out of us the last time that we played, and so we're not gonna sit here and show you any mercy because why? And like Golden State's players were getting pissed about that. Like they were looking over at the coach, and they were sitting there looking at him like, "Come on, man! Like you need to take these guys out." And Portland's coach just looks back over at him like, "Really, dude? Seriously? You want me to take these guys out?" Like Golden State never does that to other people, at least not very often. Like sometimes they'll pull out the starters if they're up by like 30 in the fourth quarter, but it's like how dare you not let a team revel in the fact that they totally destroyed you guys, It's like you've been sitting there doing it to everybody for virtually the entire season. I mean, you guys are beating teams by 20, 30, 40 points a night pretty regularly. And so if somebody finally got you, they got the best of you, they totally got you. Just let them have it. Let them be able to sit there and enjoy it instead of having people sitting there whining about it. But I'll tell you, man, if you get the chance, go to SoundCloud, and if you want to see what good quality play-by-play radio for basketball is, look no further than Portland Trail Blazers basketball, man. Brian Wheeler is the absolute epitome of what play-by-play radio should be. It is so good. That you can tell that is a guy that loves his team, and he loves to paint a picture. He is so good at it too. Like even when the other team is doing well, like he'll still have excitement for the game either way. Like when the other team makes a good play, he will definitely acknowledge it. He's not just gonna be like, "Oh man, that play ain't shit." He'll definitely acknowledge when something crazy's happening. But yeah, go to SoundCloud, type in Portland Trail Blazers, and then look up the second half highlights of that game, and he'll definitely outline a number of them. And when Damian Lillard goes on his freaking thing, he just loses ever-loving mind, and it is awesome. Which also raises another question, by the way. How on God's green one was Damian Lillard not an All-Star? Actually, you know what? I already know the answer to that question. You know why he wasn't an All-Star? Because the All-Star voting process is total bullshit. That's why. Damian Lillard's spot on the roster was taken by Kobe Bryant for no reason. I mean, I get it. They're doing the farewell tour. Oh boy, it's his last season. He deserves to be an All-Star. Well, you know what's wrong with that? You end up snubbing a guy like Damian Lillard who actually deserved to be, in the All-Star game, and then this is the way that he lets you know that you guys, went and fucked up. They're like, "Oh, you're not going to pick me for this, huh? Well, let me go and drop 51 points on the best team in the league, and that'll be your punishment." I mean, watching that performance was more fun than watching the All-Star game, and not just because I'm a Portland fan. That game was just genuinely fun to watch, because for quite a while the game was actually really competitive. It was only until about halfway through the third quarter that it really started getting out of hand. Oh crap. See, we had another comfortable lead, now it's gone. I won't let it! Yes! That's 2 times we've extinguished the fire like that. Oh, no. Oh, God. Man, that guy totally fucked me up. That was bad. See, that's the one thing I like about playing against these guys, is that they're playing shorter players. And so it's giving me the opportunity to be able to shoot threes. Like, this was something that was not happening when I was playing against Vancouver, because they had fucking Bryant Reeves out there. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is going to be one that goes down to the wire. I just know it. I can feel it. Hey-yah! Attaboy, Sheed. So yeah, dude, that was the one thing I wanted to talk about. But I mean, the Warriors are they're definitely still on pace to break the record. I think that they have the exact same record. They have the exact same record that the Bulls had at this point. But I think that there's definitely some chinks in the armor that are popping up right now, because like the Clippers almost beat them tonight. They went on like a crazy run to end the game, and they almost won as well. They didn't, obviously, but they're making it interesting, man. Like teams I think are gonna start losing fear of them, because they know that games like what Portland did to them are now they're possible. You know, like not every loss that they take is going to be by 1 point. There are definitely teams that can do them dirty. Attaboy, that's what I'm talking about. That was a good-ass play right there. Stackhouse. Oh, I thought he was going to have it. Oh, man. Oh, if he would have gotten that off, he probably would have made it, too. But you know what? I'll take this instead. You know, one thing that's kind of a bummer about this game, and it's really one of the only gripes I can find, and it's totally a minimalistic thing at best, is that in the fourth quarter in this game, you can't break the backboard like you can in NBA Jam. That's definitely one facet of the game that I really do miss, is that moment where you're like playing against one of your friends and you're in the fourth quarter and you rise up for like the crazy like cannonball dunk or whatever. Ooh, you like raise up for the crazy cannonball dunk and you dunk it and it goes into slow-mo and it shatters everything. That's one of my favorite things, and then you just go the rest of the game without a backboard or anything, but super tight, man. Look at Rasheed Wallace. He looks like when they took the picture, somebody in the room farted, and like he's sitting there trying to smile. He's like, oh God, what the hell is that? All right, let's see if the trivia, if we can actually pick this one up, because I think that we didn't get it last time. Here we go. Yeah, we have no points.
Test your trivia now.
What is the name of the NBA franchise in Houston? Definitely them Houston Suns. Let's go with the Rockets. We got it. We got a long way to go before we get free trivia point, or before we get free attribute points. I think we have to get to 100 points in that thing in order to pull it off. So. Good time. Oh, damn, we get to play against Toronto. That means, let's see, there might be like Vince Carter or Damon Stoudemire, I think, are going to be on that team. I think that's a pretty realistic possibility there. So, that's going to be a doozy. So, my friends, I think that we're going to call it good right here when we come back on the next installment of Sports Sunday, where we talk about sports life and everything in between. We are going to take on the Toronto Raptors, and oh, good God. I also have a funny story for you guys about about my trip to the comic shop the other day. It was yesterday, but when you guys see it, it'll be Sunday, so it would have been 2 days ago, technically. But, dude, I picked up the weirdest fucking thing. and I'll have to show it to you guys, but I want to kind of revel in it a little bit more and actually kind of inspect it a little bit more thoroughly so that I can tell you more about it. You guys are gonna die. It's mad funny, dude. It's one of the most obscure things I've ever come across, and I'm actually really happy that I found them. So, we'll talk about that next time, but until then, my friends, this is your host, Lovely Cheese Pizza, saying thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.